get everything sorted out. There we go. All right. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's excited for my continuing descent away from playing any actual Netrunner, and gonna start competing with Andre for who could do the least amount of Netrunner playing and still be called a Netrunner streamer. So someone in GLC, actually not even someone, Ixaron, mentioned wanting to do some looking at Trasher Busto and grouping cards by type and things. I wanted to get that a basic idea started, and then we'll do some transition over to playing some actual standard because I want to play some op. I have honestly not thought a ton about playing op and standard other than being like, hey, if every runner is playing super reg, maybe I should just blow them up with mutually assured destruction, which seems like a fun idea. And I'm going to publish this notebook where I've been publishing my other notebooks. So this, if you go to the last video that the last like not live video I published on YouTube, I have a link to a GitHub, and I'm going to put this up there. That has also the ELO calculations I've done recently, but this was just, someone asked, I actually made just a little URL you can call to get sort of an API kind of call that just gets you a JSON of all of the rankings as either in the two halves of corp cards and runner cards. And so this is just like a table I made that's all of the rankings, and then I'm just going to merge that with the Netrunner DB data. So that's just called cards data frame. And I'm going to make this a how equals left. And then we're going to say left on NRDB key. And I should have done this before, but as I said, I got called by my grandparents just before going live. So, and cards data frame, I forget what it's called in here. It's called code. Okay. Oh, where'd you go? Not this one. Let's close this guy out. Right on code. Okay. And so now we have our NRDB key, our ranking, our code. I don't like that Python. Hey, Ixaron, doubles up on this. But now we could say, for example, let's go home, and this is corp card, data. And now, cool. So now we can take corp card data and go, we could filter it by, I think, type code equals ice. And then we can go corp card data on that. This would get us, for example, just the ice and sorted by rankings. And so we could then like maybe say what's the x-axis here? Trying to think what the x-axis would be. I guess we would plot like well, it's categorical data, but you could say like, oh, we could plot by faction, we could look at by keywords. Okay. And then we could also say, and corp card data keywords. I think I can say something like barrier in corp. Forget how you do this. Shoot. Okay. I forget how to do this right now, which is really basic Python stuff, which is a little bit sad, but whoops. Oh, it's lowercase ice. Okay. I was trying to think what you can do with it, what I was trying to track with this. Hold on. We're gonna do a very quick Google. Let's see if I can get this. Fantastic. And this is oh, okay, that's easy, I think. And corp card data, keywords dot string dot contains barrier. Let's take this out for a second in case it was a spelling thing. Oh, I think it might have actually been. Oh. Let's, you know what, we'll call this. Oh, I think I need to call any. Or, why is this giving me nan values? Let's see. Hey, Andre. Having a good day. Got some donuts at work today. Got back from Puerto Rico last week, so otherwise doing pretty well. Just trying to remember how to do some basic basic data science nonsense that I've apparently forgot. Why is this not working? Keywords dot string. Oh, travel. We had a fantastic time. We went let's see, we went snorkeling on the first day we were there, or the first full day we were there, like, which was super cool. We got to see like some sea turtles, an octopus, just a ton of fish. Let's see. Let's just let's go like Black Ops. No, I'm trying to think what a initiative. Okay. So if I call this and then corp card data. Okay. So this has got to have arguments. Oh. I'm not gonna do it. I promise I'm not gonna do a full data focus stream. Contains OG regex equals false. I guess I could try. Let's try this, and we're gonna say barrier. Man. Okay, so we gotta open up. String contains pandas. Get that full documentation. Andre, I don't know if you caught my joke at the start of the stream, but I'm competing with you for the person who can play the least Netrunner and still have a Netrunner stream. Let's see. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong thing. Okay. Specifically saying NA to be false instead of NaN. Replace NaN if a series or index does not contain NaN values. I'll be interested to watch that stream, Andre, as someone who is a little bit out of the loop. Flags, ignore case. Let's try this. The heck is the syntax? No, I don't think this is going to do what I want it to do. Okay, let's like grab... Oh, you know what? I bet it's NA because it doesn't have anything. Okay, so that's actually probably the thing I need to fix. And just say NA equals false. I bet that just has no subtypes. And let's grab... There we go. Oh my goodness, that took way too much effort. But that's the joy of coding! Okay, cool. So like this would, for example, grab all the barriers. And you can do this with anything you want. So I'm just going to save this. I'm going to push this up to GitHub. Let's see. Boop. And now, if you go to my GitHub, let's see, github.com/ I think it's just chemscribbler. You can just go to Netrunner data. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. Okay, if you just go to github.com/chemscribbler, you can go to the Netrunner data repo, and it'll just be there. The environment is here, the CBI analysis is here, and the Trasher Busto IPython notebook is right here. And this will have exactly what you need to do to go and run this. And you can do it yourself. And I'll probably do some more playing with this at some point. I was trying to think about how... part of the reason it's been a good day for me, and the reason I got donuts at work, is it's actually my birthday today. And I was trying to think about how I could do my favorite decks of all time stream. And I think just practically it's not really possible to play decks from 2019 on stream. But we're going to play Op instead, because that is some real comfort food for me. So let's see. Also, once again, huge shout outs for Ixaron. This was a lot of fun. And it's been interesting to see the conversation that's been going on. Hey, thanks everyone. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this... Oh, I should probably make a video about... Oops, I'm sorry. Eternal is actually just fucked up. I've been having a ton of fun with this Eternal list. It's just Essa taking a couple of core damage and then playing Clan Vengeance. And then also Bankar and DDoS to just ignore all of the ice. Levy to just run so you don't run out of cards. And it's just... I've milled out IG with this, which has been fantastic. Okay, this looks like... Oh yeah, this seems like a fun op to get started with. We've got... Do we have Ice Walls? Great. Magnets. Owls, I'm increasingly believing is not a real card. I'm trying to think of what other 2 cost. Yeah, like we've got... I feel like Yakov is maybe enough of a 2 cost. Especially with Azado around. I don't know, let's just start playing this list and we'll tool around. So let's do some Corpside Standard Runner. Oh yeah, and just so that people see this explicitly, Trasher Busto if you just go to, as is kind of in my code there, but if you go to API/rankings, you just get a JSON, and like Firefox does some auto formatting for it, but will get you a JSON of every card, and then you can also go to NetRunnerDB and get it, or you can borrow it from my code. I will say, Ixaron, I would take out Temujin contract and put an account siphon in your singleton draft. That would be the swap I'd make. I think it's actually, believe it or not, I think in draft, I think that's a less swingy swap. Honestly, almost in any format, I think that's a less swingy drop. I really do think Temujin contract is maybe the most busted card printed in Netrunner. Like, not in a way that's fun, but... Oh, that's a good point, Cold Lava. That's a really good point. We could probably make the influence work for that. Like, there's nothing super strong here. It's definitely tricky. Yeah, the games versus Armin were great. The games versus Armin were great. I do feel like I got away with literal murder on the corpse side there. Because yeah, Armin had a lot, like, I feel bad because Armin just missed like multiple winning lines in a couple of places. No, so Ixaron, like, I agree with you, the blue moose is really good and limited. Temujin saying gain 20 is just wild. Oh, they biovault me last click with EOI and Macedora. That's cool. So let's see. We're gonna close this lobby for just a second. I want to talk about Ixaron, why I think it's not a card. I think, was it against Shishu? No, it would be in this game if it was. Oh shoot. Izzy had it? Yeah, I think that's... Oh, yeah, I think that makes sense. Where are we? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So let me show why... So, okay. Legitimately, I think it is correct as the runner here. Install Temujin, run archives 3 times. And suddenly, as the runner, you are sitting on 13 credits. There are 8 more credits available on this Temujin. And as the corp, if I ice archives to shut off 8, and I'm at 5 versus 13, I am losing so badly. Like, I am just losing so badly. And while, yes, the runner's not going to have Temujin in their opening hand, with a 25 card R&D, we can actually pull this out. Yeah, that's the other thing, is they can make me res some other ice. Hypergeometric. Geometric calculator. I think this one, like, kind of doesn't work anymore, but we're at a 40 card. 1 success. We've got sample size and 1. So we have a 1 in 8 chance the first time. And so what is that? Like 7/8 times 7/8. 7/8 times 7/8. So they're gonna I guess they're only gonna have it in their opening hand 25% of the time, which seems low to me. Well, I guess it's a 1 of. Okay, that's maybe not as bad as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought. What if we say the sample size is, we want to see it by turn 1, so our sample size is 9. 2, 5. Wait, did I do that wrong? No, I didn't. So we're looking at... Yeah, okay. It's not actually as bad as I thought. That's not as bad as I thought. Never mind. I guess my point is that Temujin install on anything run 3 times is... is just so much better than any single card that you can play as the runner. And you say, oh, it's not as bad for the run, like it's not as efficient because the runner's on worse breakers. But I actually think it's almost the opposite. This card makes a bad breaker completely fine. Like, yeah, making 16 credits off of a single card is effectively unparalleled, especially in something like Singleton. And to be honest, I think if Izzy plays Temujin, run Archives 3 times this turn, then run Archives 2 more times, I can't win the game. And I don't think I can win the game if I'm Glacier, and I don't think I can win the game on kill. And like that's fine, or it's like it's not ideal, right? At least from my perspective. I would like bombs to be. I think bombs have a purpose, but I don't. I think maybe I have a little bit of a different philosophy on bombs. Looking at what's in the cube, to me, a bomb should be something you build a deck around, but not something that wins the game on its own. And I think Temujin is one of the rare cards in Netrunner that really can win the game on its own. And I think there's a line here where Izzy holds the Temujin until they can run it 3 times, which is basically always the correct play. And that's, you know, this is okay. This is like, there was a lot of, like, I did not actually win these 3 games for the most part without some weird stuff happening. Like, I think I get multiple Sensi Fires in multiple games, which is just not really real. Like, this Sensi is going to fire multiple times and win the game. Okay, that's actually some really good context, Simply the Onion. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I'm using the term bomb versus build around differently. I guess I'm not a huge fan of Temujin as a bomb compared to something like a Count Siphon as a bomb, because it does swing a lot. I don't think... I'll be honest, Ixaron. Saying that mistakes won't happen, I actually think is... I mean, if you want to balance the format that way, that's totally... Like, again, that's your choice. This is, like... For my philosophy, I don't want to assume that my... I'm not going to try and balance... I guess the way I've been thinking about it, when I was playing runner side, I felt like I could track all the threats. I felt like I could track all of the plausible threats I had to respect. And I think that's because I have played a shit ton of Netrunner over many, many years. I think I was pretty unique in this cube for having done that. I think even Armin, who I think is a fantastic player, has just hasn't played for that long, is my sense. I don't know that for a fact. But it was just like... I got away with a lot of stuff. And so, to me, it's frustrating to feel like if I'm playing a Corp deck in Cube, or in Constructed, to be honest, if the only way I win is relying on my opponent misevaluating the board state, that feels bad. I think having your opponent misevaluate the board state being a way you win some games is really cool. It's how I got to second. Like, I'm just gonna be... That's gonna be my drum. I definitely... that's going to be the thing I always say, where it's like, yeah, I got to second in a matchup I absolutely shouldn't have, because I was able to play as if I had cards I didn't, but like I didn't bring that deck relying on that, because I think relying on your opponents making mistakes is, I think, ultimately a little disappointing to me. And it does feel like to me that a lot of drafts are set up to kind of be set up for that style. But anyway, let's get to op. And this is going to be vegan op, and then maybe we'll do some murder op later just to mix it up. I definitely do think I should find some influence for Thimble Rig, because Cold Lava, that does seem like just a really good include. If you, like, maybe you just cut the Biotic Labor, actually, because it's not that much better than your other options. Yeah, I think that's the easy cut, actually. Do you do... Actually, hold on. Do we have... I forget what the Bass influence is. It's one less. Sick, sick, sick. Okay, let's go. Hey. Okay, do I go for the greedy op start? Probably not. So the greedy op start is install Oaktown, install Envelopment, advance the Oaktown. You lose to Doof, though. But this seems like a pretty good starting hand. This is funny that this is a keep in retrospect, because like this is going to be the slowest ass start of just doing this. Like, just play very defensively. I was playing some playtesting games earlier, and I was playing like Ag Infusion, and I was like, after the game, I was like, honestly, I don't know what the card was like. Or it's hard to evaluate what any of the cards did, because I just played the matchup so badly, as if I was playing Asa, and I had to play aggressively on tempo, rather than saying, oh, I have a late game threat. I'm surprised my opponent didn't actually run R&D for free here. Oh, but you know what? HHN is the reason they didn't. So I actually, until they know what I'm doing and what I'm not, I think it's, like, I'm relatively fine here. We'll just advance this again to keep up some money. Oaktown probably tells them I'm not on HHN, though, so I'm not expecting them to have that respect anymore. Oh, Andre, I've played HHN and all, but I think it's actually pretty solid. That was actually like the very first op build I did. The very first op build I did was Biotic Bass. You actually have room in for Biotic Bass and HHN all in the same deck. I cut it later for some like consistency stuff, but it's a really good way to keep yourself secure. I know, it's funny, like, combo op has just completely disappeared because I'm the only one who plays it, and I didn't play any large events, so it didn't put up any results. Now, arguably, I wouldn't have put up any results with it because it's not a fundamentally sound deck, potentially. But I am really mad that I've now iced... I guess Ice Wall is like the... Actually, Ice Wall is great if I can get it rezzed, because I can sell it and grab a Rashida, which is beautiful. And yeah, my opponent... I don't like security testing in Sable. I really... It's like... It's okay if your mark is Archives, but I think it's basically worse than Security Bounty. Man, my opponent is packing the tech. No One Home kill is the one card my combo decks like can't beat. It's actually kind of comical. It's more or less impossible to beat. Okay, what the heck? Yeah, combo op meaning the Biotic Mad Bass type combo. That deck does struggle a lot if... This is going to be a weird-ass turn. Okay, we're going to go install this on R&D, install this in server 1, install this in server 1. Hey, Thanos, we're just playing, honestly, like... This is basically the closest to good stuff op. This is I think a way to think about this is basically Beeblum's op, where you're just looking to score and advance some agendas. But I'm doing some weird stuff with some Parhelion cards just to see how it feels. So this is I'm trying 1 Bass Churnboga so I can fit a Thimblerig in, 2 Skunkworks Virus, 1 Zato because the card's pretty solid. There's not a clear tutor for it, but sometimes border control seems okay. And then just kind of other advancing stuff. And we're getting a little punished for not seeing any econ here. But... So simply, I mean, I haven't tried to build... Wow, our opponent's going for a really spicy build. I don't want to actually score this as Zeph here. I wanted them to, like, run some of my ice. Oh, I have a Malapert. Okay. Okay. Or I can... Yeah, I think the Malapert is probably what I get, because I'll have access to the second Manic Arm. So, I mean, this play looks weird as heck, but... We'll trash this. We will install a 1-cost card from my deck, which will be the Malapert Data Vault in server 1. Then we'll trigger the Azef. They can choose to prevent damage in 2 different ways. Yeah, if I was playing Arella, I'd have a pretty sick line, and that's maybe an argument to play Arella. Let's see. What card do I want? I almost actually want to grab Yakov, because I'm going to put Rashida in this remote real soon. But I'm not sure. So, let's see. Like, we could grab Biotic Labor, which is just such a nice closer. Actually, with this board state... Wait, I thought I cut... Oh, I didn't... The cut to Biotic Labor didn't make it in, because I didn't reload my deck. Maybe it's just Audacity? It's probably just Audacity, right? Because we're a little low on econ. Let's get the border control now, or the Biotic Labor now. Because that's the non-blocking one. And I could always go and get the Yakov before my turn. My opponent is on Mayfly, so they're definitely doing some weird stuff. Oh, Extract is also... Well, so Extract is not great here because my opponent's, like, not interacting with me. Which is, like, not at the end of the world. I don't mind if my opponent's going to play really conservatively. It's always Audacity or Extract. Yeah, I think there's a very good argument that Audacity is better there. Okay, I'm probably going to have to ice up Archives, but I really don't want to put my Afshar there. I guess I probably have 2, right? Yeah, I have 2, so I could put an Afshar on Archives. Okay, that's not bad, actually. So I think I need to click for some credits here. So we're going to do that. If the owner does contest this remote properly this turn, it's pretty bad. Yeah. But a little tricky. This is not kill op yet, Anarcho Mushroom. I'll probably do some kill op later. I'm glad I'm not playing kill op into my opponent playing No One Home and Citadel Sanctuary. Which, like, man, that's certainly tech. Okay, cool. So I think what I do is I put this in server 1. I res it. I extract the Malapert because I've gotten all the value I'm going to get out of it. We're going to install a Rashida in server 1. And we're going to ice up server 1. I mean, to be honest, this is also why I like hybrid op. When people do over tech like this, they're usually much slower. Now, my opponent is just doing something I have basically ignored because it's too big brain for me. They're doing something fancy with Sable here, and I'm too serious for fancy shenanigans. So we've got. I mean, honestly, that turn of going from 5 to 14 credits in a single turn is a really nice recovery, especially with the Rashida down. Man, this looks very comical now that I've got just this ice wall protecting HQ. I still res this. I don't care about my opponent if they don't run until False Echo or DLR hit the table. Yeah, that's a good point. Unfortunately, we're pretty safe. I was trying to figure out if I could if I could do an Eternal Stream, but like a slightly low power Eternal Stream, so I could play not Laguna Lock Haley and feel okay. Oh, I forgot I actually had an agenda in hand. Whoops. I was like, oh, this legwork does nothing, and then forgetting that I hadn't actually installed the Oak Town. But oh well, so it goes. I'm actually still not too worried, to be honest. Yes, my opponent can basically break all of the ice in my deck for pennies at this point. But we'll find a way. We always do. Nope. Okay, so we're going to draw. We're going to Ice HQ. We're going to Ice Archives. Yeah, Anarcho, I've showed this deck to you before. I've only tuned it slightly. And by tuning it slightly, I mean put in a second levy. Let me move my face a bit. But it continues to just be fun to like hit people with 6 Clan Vengeance, like full hand Clan Vengeance clears like 3 or 4 times a game. Cold Lava, I just forgot that Former Carry exists in this deck for a reason. To be quite frank, because I'm not playing. I'm trying to be a little more entertaining than I'm trying to play seriously right now, which is not a great excuse. All right, opponent's got the Doom Rig down, and Envelopment's still pretty good. Oh, they haven't even run yet. This is atrocious for them, I think. Like, you're gonna have to pop. You'd have to pop this bankroll and let me fire. I know, it's funny. I actually think Marjana is like a really solid breaker that just no one's playing out of like inertia. But this is definitely the case where it does look kind of bad. Is it actually though? Because it comes down for 0 and 0 influence. And it like breaking border control for 2 credits is not ideal, but you can let the last sub fire if you want. But maybe you're... Oh, actually, no. Mine's still short. Do you want to reset the run? Marjana, more like Marja gonna need more money for this development. Yeah, of course. It's all good. No need to apologize. I don't know. I feel like if my opponent's playing ping, Marjana seems like what I want to run. Because I install it for 0, I don't care if it gets bounced back to my hand, right? If I have to pay 2 sometimes, fine. If I get to run archives, I don't know what Reality Plus decks are icing archives consistently. Maybe I'm just completely out of it because I haven't actually looked at the high-level competitive meta for a little bit, but oh, I guess, well, but I feel like you just trace 3 for, right? You just trace 3. Breaks Eula for 12, yeah. That's atrocious. It's like, yeah, it is funny. Like, this is a Data Sucker Marjana rig I actually think is pretty legit, but like no one wants to run Data Sucker Marjana rigs. Let's see. Yeah, let's res this magnet. We've got lots of money. And we've got more money in hand. And we've actually got, well, it's actually -1 credit to go and get the last Managarm. Wow, opponent's playing 2 for a sucker. I guess they would make 1 credit off of that. Now they're gonna overclock. Oh, this is just not a great play, I think. I guess Marjana, though, is cheaper now. You still have to spend all 5 overclock credits just on breaking. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Andre. Yeah, Anarcho, I don't think there's a way to balance AD, but I do kind of want to do AD exhibition matches where we try and figure out which is the most consistent AD combo. Because something like triple end of the line AD seems quite funny to me. We're going back in here. And then just pop the bankroll, I guess? Do we have the credits? We must, right? Yeah, that's some tunes. I don't think it's completely unbeatable. There's got, like, honestly, a Plascrete or 2 probably solves it. Ixaron, I actually kind of am. I think Account Siphon's like a special, like, to me, that's a great bomb because it's something that people already expect to be in the pool because there's a diversion. Okay, cool. So we're gonna draw hedge fund. Let's ice up archives just to look. That's true, Simply the Onion. Yeah, AD 2x. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder, maybe that is just the strongest thing you can do. AD Matt. Well, so here the interesting thing, Chris, about AD or about AD is it's ignoring additional costs, so you don't even need to mad. You actually just get the end of the lines just resolve. Let me go and pull up my which is like the wildest part of the thing. Yeah. Wait, no, it's not here. Okay, and then I go... Sorry. I really should be talking about the game and analyzing things, and apologies, it's just going to be a little bit before I get into that swing of things. We're going to get doofed here, I guess. And then we go Python. Wait, it's image puller, right? Yeah. And then we get oh, I think that went to the wrong place. It did. Okay. Yep, here comes the diversion. Okay, we need to quit, and then I need to go code. Oh, where's my code? Let's see. I literally made it super easy. I just have to flick a switch to true. I could probably make that a startup option, honestly. Okay. Python image puller. Okay. Sorry. So for those of you watching who don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every Netrunner card that is not even close to legal and hasn't been for probably several years at this, probably half a decade at this point. This is accelerated diagnostics. So let's look at the top 3 cards of R&D. If any of them are cards of operations, you may play them, paying their cost, ignoring any additional costs. Which you might note is wild text for a card to have with what comes down the line. Hey, Code Marvelous. So if you think about... oh, that's a sick-ass draw for us. End of the line. End of the line says an additional cost to play this operation, remove a tag. Which we don't have to pay that additional cost with power shutdown, and it's just the best. Or not power shutdown, excuse me. Power shutdown is a part of the combo piece typically, but accelerated diagnostics we just don't have to pay for. Accelerated diagnostics ignores the click cost of doubles and triples, which was a big deal. The fact this is doing 3 clicks of actions doesn't remove itself from the game or any of the events it's playing from the game is kind of wild. It's just it's really a beautiful card in a lot of senses. And yeah, for those of you who are newer and will probably, and actually I think will never experience this combo unless you play like some really weird, unless you play like Worlds 2017, I think. Yeah, Civilian. So Power Shutdown was the OG combo card where you would just pay 1 credit and then trash X cards on the top of R&D, and you could trash your entire R&D, then use Jackson Howard to shuffle 3 cards back into R&D, and then play your accelerated diagnostics. And like, interestingly, by the time this deck got strong, there was some runners around that had good counterplay to this, but like, it was a pretty unsatisfying combo for a lot of people where it just went off sometimes. And we should go back to the game for a moment. I have not, so my runners played Deuces Wild. They're gonna run Archives for free-ish. They're spending 2 credits, and 2016 was the last Worlds it was legal, and Dean brought Railgun, and then Rotoed. Oh, you're right. Okay, so I think we still had accelerated diagnostics in 2017, but we didn't have, either because of a ruling change or something, we didn't have Power Shutdown. But we did have hasty relocation, I think. because this would actually became like the actual next best CI deck, where instead of having to trash your entire deck, you just put the 3 cards you want on top and you have a giant hand because you're playing CI, which I've said a bunch but never actually showed on screen, which is this card, which is your maximum hand size is equal to the number of credits in your credit pool. And when you have lots of operations that draw you cards and gain you credits, it becomes quite good. Opponent's playing Embezzle on us when we're not doing this history lesson. And that actually might suck if they name event here. It's not huge bad. Oh, I should remember to fire my unbroken subroutines. CI, it was funny how often CI ended up being correct when you played RAM. It's just actually a pretty good ID. I know, I would honestly, I would love to see a CI reprint in System Update 20X. And Arco, I know you're on production, so I think you can make that happen, right? You're waiting for CI7 to enter Runner? Yeah, that'd be sick. Because I think also one of the things with CI7 is, like, people just got, like... That deck probably was slightly under-optimized. We might lose here. I think it's a little bit tricky to lose. I've been told way too many times already I was terrorizing people with Railgun internal testing and ended up building the 2 decks that got 80 banned. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm working on trying to build the op lists that get op heavily pointed and or banned. Though, honestly, I'll say Wizard has been doing really good work against it, so I need to start making some adjustments. Oof, I'm gonna lose. That's annoying. I guess I need to ice up R&D some more. Do I have to, like, do some nonsense searches here? Oh, they didn't lock the top of R&D, which cost them the game. Okay. Well, sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, Theurite, I think, played well, and if they played aggressively on the first couple of turns, they probably could have walked away with this. Yeah, I don't think Ob's actually getting banned in Eternal. I just need to figure out a way to beat Wizard a bit more consistently, which I have to think, I think it's possible. I'm just trying to figure out how. I think it probably could go up a point or two, but... Oh man, Chris, that really would be... Blue Sun... honestly, with Op, I don't feel like we need Blue Sun, but that's because I am a diehard Op player now for the rest of my life. But yeah, Haley Max, Leela, CI, IG, Blue Sun... Though, honestly, like, Wayland has no other really good IDs, so, like, Blue Sun is probably fine. Trying to think. Honestly, NEH, I actually just think is such a baller ID, and I don't mind that just gets reprinted forever. I think it's just a great ID. I'm not the biggest fan of Sync, to be honest. I'm a little bit wary of 40 card IDs. But... Yeah, to be honest, Anarcho, I know there's a lot of diehard gag fans out there. I'm not one of them. I think it does make the game a little bit too much about how much money does the runner have. Desperado, does the runner play Val? Yeah, agreed, Chris. Like, to be honest, like, a lot of the NDN IDs were pretty bad, or we still have them. And kind of that's true of Wayland too, I think. But yeah. Oh man, I know people like CTM. I can't wait for it to go. It's been too long. It and HHN, I don't mind seeing them go. Like, I think that it's actually a big loss to the game in some sense, but I think it's... Look, if you're going to rotate Haley away from me, I'm coming for everyone else's favorite cards. Oh, Argus is a great shout. Argus actually would be fantastic. Yeah. Argus is a really good plus. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely an option, I think. Simply the Onion, like, just print something really close. Actually, I doubt the Brian stage is what... Oh, never mind. I don't have to. Oh, okay. Cold Lava is just going to come and walk over me here. Hey, who knows, Anarcho? We could see the best asset set. We could see the best asset set of all time. I think that's not a good start. This is a much better start. Okay. I think I can just put this Malapert out blank. Yeah. I mean, like, I also can't say any... Like, I have lots of thoughts about the current next set, but I can't say a thing about them, so... Yeah, like, Hostile Architecture is kind of... I think the problem with Hostile Architecture, from my perspective... we're just going to call that this is on Botulus. Is that historically asset decks haven't cared about the number of cards in the runner's hand, but I don't think it has to always be that case. Like, maybe people should be playing SIU end of the line Hostile Architecture spam. Yes! Oh, this called shot though. Boom! Let's suck on that, Botulus. Let's go. That feels good. Feels good. I also like that my next turn, I think... I can let some cards go here. Great. Okay, so... Oh, this is tricky. I think I go this. I go advance. And then I think I put the Zato grid down. Oh, I forgot to res the Malapert Data Vault. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. I'm really just playing for shits and giggles tonight, apparently. Okay, so we have an Extract in hand. So I think we go get the Audacity. We'll trash the Ice Wall. Okay. Nope, we're just going to keep milling here. Nothing important hit yet. If I could top deck an agenda here, that would actually be sick as fuck, and the game would just be over, which is kind of amazing. Oh, okay. Well, my remote's not really safe anymore. 22 credits. I need a little bit more than I've got. Okay, I think it's going to be something like Sandstone, Server 1, Extract, hit the Malapert, and we'll install Rashida on Server 1. And we'll draw a card because, you know, turn order. Pinhole threading makes some sense. We've already seen one. Goodbye, Rashida. But secretly, I don't mind. Oh, wow, they went for the Zato. That's such a big brain play, I think. That's cool. I think I res the Sandstone because I just want to slow down their econ a bit. Like, this is an expensive server to run right now. It costs them almost everything. And I can now trash this magnet and get Yakov, probably. Alright, let's just not give up 4 points here. I said let's not give up 4 points here. But it's fine. It costs them 3 to run R&D every time now, so we're all set. I'm glad I remembered I have a good 2-cost ice in the deck, rather than putting down a Yakov, which is completely blank. And we also got lucky on 8 sabotages, 0 cards milled. So, like, we should be down 4 points here. For sure. Nope. Okay, fantastic. That's GG. Good to see. GG. Man, this is a fast deck when it goes off. It's just sports with extra work. It's sports, but they actually have to find their breakers, I think. Like, I don't know. This is... I can't convince any good players of this. Yeah, thanks for the game. But I don't think this meta is solved. I just don't. And maybe I need to play this style of deck against more good players. I think it's funny. I think the iceless sports we saw is actually pretty bad against Crim because of Wake Implant and HQ interface being pretty easy to slot. So the Crim player can actually just draw for those. I think there's also a real point that if I don't win on turn 8, I'm probably not winning in this board state. Though, like, we were taxing them out okay, just going through, like, 2 ice there. And I think people are much higher on R+ than its results actually show. Now, I think it's hard for me to make that case with a completely straight face because it has done so well at both UK Nats and the Circuit Breaker Invitational. But I also think that deck has like a 40% against both 419 and Hoshiko, and I think you can counter tech to that in a way that I just don't think. Yeah, I think Anarcho. I think the thing that's frustrating to me is Reality Plus is a super miserable deck. Ag Infusion is a super miserable deck. And so no one really wants to try and play high-level stuff because those decks are so miserable. But I don't even know that those decks are, like, actually optimal if everyone's coming anticipating it. Because I think, like, to be honest, I think the Reg Hoshiko lists, like, blow up the Ag Infusion decks for the most part. The Sports Metal lists have some troubles if the runner includes enough multi-access. And Reality Plus, I think, actually just loses to 6 tech cards in the runner for the most part. And, like, every runner can afford to slot the 6 tech cards for that matchup. And so then it's like, okay, well, if that's the corp landscape where Reg Hoshiko can beat all of the 3 best decks, then you need to, like, to me, that's not that the meta is solved necessarily. It's that we reached one threshold point where we found the first level good stuff, then we found the stuff that beats that, and so now we need to see if there's another level. And I think it's out there, and I think that game might be more fun. But I don't, like, at this point, there's going to be a ban list, I assume, sometime by in the next couple of weeks, and we'll, and, like, everyone's just going to wait for that ban list, because I don't mind that. And, like, to be honest, I've been playing a little bit less. Well, okay, to be honest, I skipped my stream 2 weeks ago because I was having a great time rocking out to, like, well, Peter Gabriel, because I just skipped my 30s and my 40s, and arguably even my 50s, and I'm just a 60-year-old dad at heart. Okay, so I grew up listening to Peter Gabriel, I think. Actually, no, it wasn't Peter Gabriel. That wasn't what I was listening to last week, I think. I think it was... it was actually Talking Heads, and a great cover of it by... I'm going to mess up saying her name. Angelique... shoot. Hold on. I'm going to look this up. Sec. Jeff. One sec as I finish non-sequitur. And I'm going to pretend I spelled that right. I can't spell. I definitely can't spell non-English words. Angelique Kidjo, who did an amazing cover of Remain in the Light. And I was rocking out to it and said, I honestly want to finish this album rather than stream right now. And so I didn't stream 2 weeks ago. And you might argue that was a mistake, but I was having a nice time. Yeah. No, it's like I have a lot of attachment to both Peter Gabriel and Talking Heads because they were music my dad played growing up. But you're saying instead of a band hammer on your stream, you have a sledgehammer. Indeed, indeed. Ooh, Friday Chip Lou Imp. This is great. Oh, of course they steal an Atlas. Let's go. Let's rip it. All right. Oh my god. That's a good one, Simple the Onion. Crash development, okay. I should probably purge at some point, but I kind of want to wait. Oh yeah, this is why you wait a little bit before you purge, I think. Oof. Let's do some resin here. Okay. Let's just ice R&D and draw some cards. Again, ordering, but we're fine. Remember someone you mentioned Psycho Killer's a deep cut. I was like, oh, I'm old. Yeah, I mean, I turned 30 today. I'm officially old. I think I've said for every single birthday. But oh, please make runs so I can get value off my frickin' Azifs. Yeah, Ixaron. I know. I would like honestly, like, hey, I would love to. Anarcho, I'm a not super sentimental person, and I enjoy doing Netrunner, and my wife's birthday was 2 days ago, so like we've done celebrations for her stuff, and I'm just not. It's not my thing really. I just, ugh. Okay, we're just gonna like keep stalling, and hope that I get some value off the Ozef. No, like I had some great donuts today. We're gonna do some more stuff later in the week because it ended up just being a bunch of the places. Like I wanted to get takeout, and it's like, oh, that place is closed today. Our cheesecake place that's nearby is closed today, so we're doing stuff later. And yeah, there is some way to do streaming on Twitch where you can like have it go live, but not to the VODs. But I don't know if YouTube has the same policy, and if I'm streaming to both, it's like a real pain. It's like a mess to sort that all out. And like I would love to stream with other people's music, and like if they want to have my 50 cents a video or whatever I make, it's like great. You can have my 50 cents, but like it'll just like getting demonetization strikes is like a whole different ordeal. And oh my goodness, Stephanie, please make a run, please, I'm begging you. Okay, so we're just gonna have to pop this virus, I think. No, it doesn't make any sense to pop this virus. Ugh. This ice. Oh, okay. We're just gonna do this. Okay. This doesn't have to. I keep forgetting this doesn't have to be rezzed. And then. Yeah, so Ixaron, it's like your live audience can hear it on Twitch. But let's see. What do I want on this board? I actually don't think I want Yakov, which is sad. It's probably just, maybe I can get away with Yakov. Thimble Rig is probably fine too. Yeah, actually, let's just put Thimble Rig on HQ. But yeah, you're right. Like, if you want to do, like, let's talk about a hook thing, like, you have to do, like, only play 15 seconds of a song, make sure it's commentary on stuff. Yeah, so simply, I actually have set that up, but, to make it, like, so to be honest, one of the things I didn't realize was that, like, a lot of people want to watch my live streams not while live, which is just a thing I don't really do much of at all. So I was, like, pretty surprised by that. And I know, like, this isn't, like, I know this is a thing that, like, a bunch of people have said, no, Jeff, this is something I do and want to keep doing. And so it's not going away. It's just, it's like, it's not a part of how I listen to stuff, so it just wasn't something I was thinking about. I just play this for 3 credits, or do I make? I think I actually might, which is kind of sad. How worried am I about the trash on R&D? I think I'm okay for a turn. Oh, here comes an imp, I guess. Oh, I think it actually should be an imp here. I think you should try and punish me on R&D when I go for a player like this. But Because you don't know what my board state looks like. Oh, okay. Well, if you have an imp in hand, then ignore everything I'm saying. Malapert Data Vault at no cost. Have the fun hardware bug. Oh, Asmund Pudlat, so that we can tutor imps and consumes. I mean, that's... Oh no, Yusuf. Interesting. Interesting. I would always just get my third imp. Oh, wait, you removed an imp from the game. Don't know how I feel about that one. No need to swap Thimblerig here, I think. Oop. Let's see. I mean, I think I'm just gonna go and grab, like, shuffle back the Mavirus and score a whatchamacallit at some point. I probably need to go and put this sandstone on R&D first. Nope. Okay. So we're just gonna go sandstone on R&D, Mana Garment Server 1, click for a credit. We'll put the Malapert back shortly. The fact that we can also pop a border control, grab a Malapert, and like blow up stuff, I think, seems good for me. Yeah. All right, so this really is just like prison dot or virus prison dot deck. Do I swap Thimblerig with Sandstone? I don't think I do. We'll just go server 1, advance, score. I know they have a Yusuf, so that's actually probably an argument for making this swap now that I think about it. And it would let me do some swaps where I get border control on the inside rather than the outside, which is better because of Hippo and stuff like that, but it is what it is. I honestly might manually purge this upcoming turn. Seems not bad. This is the type of deck that loses to someone bumping the table. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is why using dice as a counter, while legal under the organized play guidelines, can sometimes be inadvisable. No, but this is a very fun engine deck. I'm glad Stefan is having a good time trying to build this sort of stuff. And yeah, I think Asmund Pudlat, like, yeah, obviously not an endurance, but like a solid card for freedom who does have some consistency issues. Like, I know people are gonna meet. It was a stream I did a while back, but it's I don't know, it's really solid. Like, grabbing Consume and Yusuf is not bad. Yeah, I actually feel really comfortable to just purge here if I don't draw something better. Maybe a little less comfortable to purge now. I mean, if I purge, though, the imps are just gone. And like they can trash the thimble rig, I guess. But I think I'll be okay if they. That still means their imps are gone for a turn, and I can just do some rebuilding. You really need to go after the spin doctor at some point, I think. Yeah, Botulism and Fermenter are also very good cards, which means I don't mind, like... Do I pop the Spin Doctor now? Look, the answer's no. Like, it's just such a good card. Is this double Sandstone? That's hilarious. Let's just protect our R&D here. Just from getting hippoed. So honestly, like, I haven't listened to that much of the Talking Heads catalog. For someone who just said, oh, I love it. Really, Remain in the Light is just, like, I've listened to so much. And that's how I listen to a lot of music. It's just, like, one album just over and over and over again. One sec, let me just make sure. My mother just tried to call me. Don't need this. Yeah, no, Remain in the Light is just a fantastic album. No Clot Threat for some reason, which don't mind here. But yeah, no, it's same as it ever was. Like, isn't the best song on that album, but is just one of my all-time favorites. Or once in a lifetime, excuse me. I'm trying to think what my favorites. So the Angelique Kidjo cover. I'm trying to think what my favorite song. Like, I think her version of Born Under Punches is just like unbelievably good. And if you haven't listened to that, do yourself a favor and do it. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take a short break. And I'll be back in maybe 10 minutes or so. Maybe it might be a bit longer. I am gonna be a good son and give my mother a call back. So be all in a bit. That was pretty good, and also on live now. Alright, hello everyone, thanks for hanging out if you're still here. Probably not going to stream for that much longer, because I've made you all wait. Anyway, let's get some. We've got some end of the line op, so let's You are getting picked up on the mic. It's just faintly, I think. Let's see. This is probably a little bit too ice light for what we're trying to do. Okay. Let's give this a shot. I haven't played this style of thing. You know what? Let's make one small change. We're gonna go 2 Marylands. Yeah, Ixaron, that cover is a lot of fun. It is. Oops. Oh, I'll definitely check that out. Let me, this must be the place. Cool. Let's just do a search of that now. Got it playing just a bit, so it's in my music history, but not getting in the YouTube strike zone. I'm gonna play this just all the weird combo kill lines that we can think of and make it work. I don't think I'm running mutually assured destruction in this one though. Still not a great start. Oof, that became a much worse start. So let's do our draw first in this turn. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. I might even like... let's... You know what? Let's like... do stuff for a turn. I actually think I want to put the urban down. Not because I'm going to res it this turn, but because I think checking the... Oops. Okay. There we go. Glad we got that sorted out. I'm pretty sure there's something with the menus moving a little bit. Goodbye, boom. Okay, so this is going to be just some good reg stuff. Let's go draw. Oh, that's a nice draw. Okay. I think we do this. And then this upcoming turn, we get to start doing some fancy stuff. Now we actually get a nice little skill testing moment here where I get to see what my opponent does. Yeah, I actually think this is the right thing to do. This is definitely the right thing to do. I think this Rashid is pretty important for me. Now, HQ is wide open here this turn, which is definitely a downside. Yep. And my opponent's doing a great job just putting the pressure down. My calculation was they're probably not going to steal a send the message. I was wrong. It does mean I get to protect the second send a message, I guess. Which is not nothing, but... Buy launch campaign. by Drago. Okay. Now we're going to put some pressure on. Okay. I think this is going to be urban here. Drudge work here. Res the drudge work. And click away, send the message. Stargate. Okay. That's not ideal. Excavator, Rashida, Maryland. Probably Rashida. We'll see. We're gonna need to go a little wide here. We have the end of the line, so we're actually pretty close to having a kill combo up and going. And we're just gonna be machine gunning at them. Okay, so let's go put that, send a message away. Let's ice up R&D. And I don't know what my one costs are here. Nothing I'm too excited about. I could get the third. Yeah, you know what? Let's trash this and get. Oh, I have a launch campaign too. But we're just gonna get 3 urban renewals out on the board. Just firing on consecutive turns. And be quite sad that someone decided to ban. Okay, I do actually have to pop the spin doctor here. That's unfortunate. Put excavator back. Have you made any more moves on my World's Draft experience? No, I haven't, Ixaron. It's on my, it's definitely on my, wait, are you sure that's the one? Okay, so that's actually just GG here, I think. Yeah, they would need 2 steel skins in hand. But honestly, Ixaron, like playing that singleton cube, I thought was super helpful for having me get some more ideas. I think that actually helped me clarify a lot of things, even more so than playing something like the Stim Hack cube, because I think there's a lot of successes from that singleton draft. And a lot of our conversations about like how does composition and stuff look. I think also like the thing I'm starting to think about is like actually having some kind of batching and like rarity structure. I think makes a lot of sense. So one of the things I've been thinking about is to some extent rarity doesn't make, like, you want to have some elements of rarity, but you also need to do a lot of other work on balancing packs that, like, oh hey, icebreakers don't just need to be a certain percentage of the card pool. There should probably be like a slot in every draft pack that's at least an icebreaker, something like that, just so there's enough floating around at times that people can pick up. So that's the thing I want to think about. I'm gonna do maybe, that was a super fast game. Oops. Yeah, I think collation seems like a thing I want to explore. I'd love to see those docs at some point. And like also it's super cool to see what's his name? Bounty Hunter Sax's Peddler draft. Yeah, actually, Cold Love, I think that's more or less what I would want to do. Yeah, I think I've never... So, like, I haven't. The only non-netrunner drafting I've done has been like NTG Arena, which is definitely a different drafting experience because you're not playing within a pod and things like that. So you're really not. You get less signals about who you're going to be playing and things like that. Oh, it's Diogenes. Fantastic. And like no, just because of the nature of the Netrunner cube, like no one's tried to like do collation of some kind, and I think it's definitely worth exploring. So, and yeah, Peddler Draft. If people haven't checked it out, definitely should. I actually haven't. Maybe we'll end the stream doing a Peddler Draft. That actually seems like a great way to end it. Oh, my 1-5-3-2. It's actually maybe an okay play because we have the HHN Econ Warfare backup. Yeah, Ixaron, like that's I'd love. I will do those. Like I need to do those sorts of things as well, and it's definitely worth. Like I'll put those together and we can do some notes, some note comparisons. Oh boy, we are seeing an HHN and going aggro. Oh, and playing at deuces. Oh, Diogene, I hope you have a really good hand. Because yeah, I think if Diogene like holds the deuces and clicks for 2 credits, I think he's got me beat. Can he get? Actually, I guess he just needs to install 1 more card, right? Yeah, because actually he's alive right now. That's hilarious. That's so cool. So I think I'm gonna value Boom here. Value Boom, let's go. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm a click short. Okay. Let's get our Spin Doctor, I think, in a new remote. Yeah, I think if Boom wasn't a double, I would have some lines with this Audacity. I guess I still have some. I mean, not actual lines with this Audacity, but. And you can just double trash with the Harbinger. Seems not bad. This is funny that we ended up playing a kill deck against Apex, and I suspect we're gonna run out of cards before she does. That's great. I guess I should shuffle back the Boom so I can draw it again, because it is hard for him to consistently keep 7 cards in the field. I say as he plays Reboot, and okay, I have to find a way to score out in this board state, and I think it's install Triple Advance of Mouseilus. I think this is my out here. Because I think actually Diogene has more HP than I have damage, which is a pretty beautiful statement. Just an absolute takedown. Fencer. Interesting. All right. Oh, I do have best events for Heartbeat. Thank you. We are A-okay. I forgot that this is like all in on kill and running 2 gaslights. It was running 3 at some point. So yeah, we even have 2 so we can draw it naturally. Okay, so we're going to spend our first gaslight on Heartbeat, even though Diogene's probably on 3. Actually, here's what we should do. We should remove this from the game, shuffle back, boom, and urban renewal, I think. Then we're going to res gaslight. Do a mandatory drop. We're going to use gaslight. We're going to search for an operation. Let's get best defense. And yes, we'll install a 0 cost from our deck, which will be, I think, Spin Doctor in a new remote. And Daiji's going to trash 4 cards face down. And I'm going to hope that my mandatory draw is a boom. It's not. Okay. So we're going to best defense Heartbeat. We're going to put Rashida in server 5, and we're going to put a launch campaign in the new remote. And now we just have to do this a couple of times, and we'll get there. We'll get there. So I think Diogene will at some point be able to clear. He'll be able to clear out all these tags. Trying to remember what our agenda suite is. I think it's SDS and stuff. This Mouseless might still be our way through. If we can get a second piece of ice in front of it, it will end the run. And can't be broken by Endless Hunger or Bankar. I guess Boomerang will still do it, but... Alright, so we don't get Rashida off. That's unfortunate. Excavator's not a bad find, though. So I could extract for another card, but I think I'm gonna... I don't think I am, because I actually have really... No, I don't quite have really nice lines. But because this doesn't end the run yet, it's not super valuable to me. But I think if I advance this a 3rd time, and for some reason this launch campaign is still on the board, I'll be pretty happy. I guess I could trash the Fencer at some point. Did I draw one of those cards? I didn't draw, so I think that jailbreak wasn't actually correct. Because I think there was a redundant card scene. Unless I had a shuffle effect. Did I have a shuffle effect? I don't think I shuffled last turn either. Alright, so all 3 reboots have been played. There's just a little bit of damage on the board. Okay, so this is nice. So now I can gain 2, trash a card, install a 0 cost. We're going to install a Gaslight in server 5. I don't get to use Gaslight this turn. So you have another turn. Sort yourself out. Let's advance this so it hasn't end the run. Gonna draw. We have the best defense. That's the golden draw for us here. Let's just get some money. Okay. Wow, we might actually beat Heartbeat Apex. That got all 3 reboots. Peace in our time. Let's go. Oh, wait, Daijin, just clear 2 tags. Just clear 2 tags. Oh. Peace in our time. Go down to 1 tag, wins the game. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh well. So it goes. I know the feeling. Okay. And now we just go and grab the boom. Alright. GG. Glad was excited to see you had a plan for HHN. Yeah, R&D was also very kind to me, right? Yeah, to be honest, I forgot that was a way to play best defense, but chat had my back. I need to get better at typing. My typing speed and my is just very anemic. All right. Well, apologies well, okay. I made everyone wait 20 minutes. I can probably stream for 20 minutes after I end it. So, yeah, I should probably just play some typing here. Oh, no, here's what I forgot. Yeah, I said I was going to do Peddler Draft to finish it out. Let's go and do that. Okay, let's move my face a bit. Okay, so we'll do you know what? Peddler Draft Eternal sounds great. We'll do 40 card. I know that this power factor slider, I believe, does nothing. And we'll do 2 drafts here. How many cards to draft? 20 to 30%. So if we're aiming for so we'll do a 60 card draft for 40 cards. Oh, why did that not work? Hey, Diogene, thanks for the game. Okay, let's go. Let's try standard, see if that's messed up. Okay. That seems to be it. Oh, it was a bit slow for me. Okay. Oh, okay, there's some matrix text that wasn't rendering in the background, so maybe I should just be patient. I should talk to Sax because I've done a couple of refreshes, Cobalt. Okay, I just wasn't patient enough. There's some tricks that I did for Trash or Busto I don't even know if they're tricks, but just helped me go a little bit faster. Okay, Argus, ETF, Surveyor, I think is quite good here. These have been pretty easy picks so far. This is probably a harder one. Like, Bulwark, I think, is really not universally very good. If I got Blue Sun or Outfit, it's okay. When was Herald ever played? I don't think it ever was. Like, it's not a terrible card, but it's a little tricky. Within a world with no influence, it's not the end of the world. I think Retribution is probably the most solid pick here. It just gives you lots of options. Among this set, I actually think I just like Bran. It's a really nice ice, assuming my opponent doesn't get Paperclip every time. Bologna is just a swole 5/3. And these cards are mostly terrible. These are all terrible. So we'll take... I mean, honestly, like, Research Station is bad. But it's not bad. Let's see. Yep, this is just Post-Truth Dividend. We don't really have a plan yet. We're just doing value picking. It might actually be difficult to make a plan. I haven't really seen. I mean, none of these cards have live text. I'm a sucker for Ashigaru though. We're gonna take genetic resequencing. It's sometimes actually pretty good. Can we do ontological dependence? Not really. We have no core damage yet. Ontological dependence is a tough one. Yeah, this might be just a problem with the Eternal card pool, is it's actually just too big to come up with any kind of coherent game plan, so just like picking value ice like Little Engine is actually just correct. Again, like Eli is very good. I think actually I might take DRM though. It helps with a lot of different consistency plans. Eli is pretty good. Afshar, very good. RLC does a lot of nice things in Eternal. Executive Bootcamp also does a lot of... Oh, I actually didn't read KP Lin. Let's go back and look at that because I, like, didn't look at the... KP Lin. They must take... Oh, that would have been a decent pick, to be honest. I think I like both of these cards a lot. I think EBC is actually pretty valuable because it does two different things. Well, now I'm regretting not taking Ontological. Night Dancer is just a little... I mean, maybe in draft it's okay. I just don't like 10 and 15 cost ice, especially because we're playing ETF for Argus. Brain Trust I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, I think RLC is pretty reasonable. Okay. So here comes the critical question of, can we do Brain Rewiring Kill? Or can we do Void ETF? And I suspect Void ETF is a little more consistent. Like, it's really hard to... Basically, I think... Well, okay, so we have one piece of consistency for Brain Rewiring, which is Executive Bootcamp. This is like, I think honestly, like when I've drafted a bunch of times and I have some sense of how often you can draw a Brain Rewiring combo, would be a neat idea. But I suspect for now, just going like an Analytic Void and ETF just seems good. But Overseer Matrix, I mean, now we're building a real Doom remote based around tags. Maybe we're looking at Argus again. New Construction's actually just a really nice combo-y card for us. Fuck! I should have taken Brain Rewiring, because with like 40 pulls, I feel like you could make it work. Okay, so Neurospike is a payoff for rewiring, but Future Perfect is just wild and limited, I think. I mean, I think it's actually just I think it's my favorite defensive 5/3, but it's also probably the strongest. Restructure is very, very hard to play in draft, but we do have ETF. Now, you could make a good case for Zealous Judge, because we still have another 38 cards. Looking, I mean, all three of these are like ish picks. I think I'm taking the Restructure though. We have a lot of big ice, so Restructure is the only way we plausibly play any of them. I think none of these cards are going to get played. Troll is like, if we end up in a tag deck, it's good. Shipment from Mirror Morph. Shipment from Mirror Morph. We're getting there. These cards are just so bad, and Shipment from Mirror Morph is actually like, I would love to see Shipment from Mirror Morph reprint. I think it would be just lit as fuck. Magnet, we have no good small code. Actually, we have one Afshar. Probably one more Magnet's good. Reversed Accounts has some combo stuff. Yeah, I know. This Brain Rewiring, like, it's so close to going off. FCOM. Mean. We're gonna... I only ever build one deck, and we're just gonna build that deck. Focus Group might actually be part of a combo here. Let's see. Take Orbital. Spiderweb, I think, is sick. I think just Extract. We take a second New Construction and hope we get Daddy Rokoko. We just get Psychic Field in case our opponent gets 419. Just take an Agenda, I think. Bladderwort and Architect, both quite good. I think Architect is just a lot. It's a lot to turn down. I maybe went too fast through some of those screens. This I'm not wild about. Trace 0, Trace 0, Traffic Accident, and Clyde Van Wright. I think we take Traffic Accident because it's the one card that does stuff in theory. Liquidation. Man, if Op wasn't limited to once per turn, though, this would be like a cheaper Mad. I think it's like Najin's not good, but it's not terrible. I think actually the same is applying to Noreen here. I think Akitaro Watanabe is not ideal. Because drawing a card's okay. 6. I don't think we can get IDs anymore right now, which is a bit of a bummer. I think there's something to be like, yeah, you should probably always get 2 IDs early, and then they can be down weighted, but not like 0 weighted, basically. I guess it's, I mean, I'm not playing any of these, so we're just gonna take Sensi. Docklands is a fun card. Well, it's a fun card. I did get, excuse me, I got like 2 2/3 of a pack of IDs. I think my first one was a pack of IDs, second was a pack of IDs, and the last one had an ID, and a card, if I remember correctly. I guess it's actually just going to be Dockland's Crackdown, because that could be part of a prison plan. Trust Operation's actually not bad. Because we've got a lot of incidental tagging and some expensive ice that we could res for free. Shiro's not great, but it is a 6-5. 4-2 trash program. I think maybe I take that anyway because we don't have our own Architect and Surveyor are our only sentries right now. Data Raven, actually we've got a lot of good tag stuff. Indian Union Stock Exchange should be pretty good for us. Okay, dedication ceremony. F2P. Oh, don't make me think now. I mean, reclamation order is it's tricky. What are we reclamation ordering? I'm not sure. Like, I want to take the FCOM and hope that I get some stuff that combos with it, I think. Big Wheel. Okay, okay. We still don't actually have a way to win here. None of these cards do anything. Wow, this ice is so bad. That's a really funny FFG ice. I mean, I'm not playing any of these. I will play that, though. Okay, we need to look at points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so I don't really need to take this SDS. Or the award bait. I guess we take wall to wall. We don't really have a coherent plan. We're just really hoping to high roll in our last 10 picks, which just isn't going to happen. So I think I actually take Snowflake, just get some other additional ice. Okay, so we can ignore Kakarenbo. We have no setup for it. But maybe there's something where you just blind AD the Kakarenbo. I don't like any of these cards. I'm gonna take the Inazuma. Take the Moon Pool. Oh, we could have had 2 bloops, which we legally could not res. Which is kind of hilarious. Okay, so I think we're just doing some kind of tag, but we don't have payoff really for tag. Oh well. So yeah, this may be a thing where, like, for Eternal, if it's going to be this one. I think if you start doing elo seeding and, like, have a threshold where you only pick cards above a certain value, and maybe cap it a little bit too, that can probably make things work. This does seem a little tricky, though. I guess we have Orbital Superiority tag kills somehow. Okay. So, what does this deck look like? I mean, just garbage, right? I don't think this does anything. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it does look like you drafted pretty at random. Alright, let's see what the runner side looks like. I suspect that the runner side is going to be a coherent deck. That's just my guess. I think Wu is just an easy pick here. Interesting, yeah, okay. So, Ayla, probably not bad. So actually, only 2 packs of runner IDs is kind of odd. I'm going to do Vigil. Yeah, 2x Desperado I think is almost an auto lose. Armitage is like not something I'm excited to play, but could play. I think Ecto support's okay. Well, okay, now I should have gone as, right? We'll take Masterwork. I think it's actually a pretty solid card. Hostage, we could get Geist going. Ute is like a not good, but almost passable breaker. I don't like any of these cards. I'll grab Mackler so I have a Fractor, but I'm not going to play it. These are all bad cards, so you grab Plastreet but don't play it. Wanton's actually quite good. Okay, well, Endurance is just an easy pick there. I think you take Harmony, but you don't plan to play it. So like there's some stealth cards. There's not that many. And Astrolabe is actually good. Like Astrolabe Endurance I think is just a great console pair. I mean, okay, so we're just getting like a bunch of broken consoles. Turning Wheel, 666. Buzzsaw, 666. Do I want the slight recurring credits from Cyber Feeder Unlimited? So I can't tutor this. No, Endurance will be our econ, right? Dean Lister is a very, very good card. I think it's better than Conduit. We'll do Knight here. I actually don't mind Guinea Pig, because most of your cards are below average. Knight of, like, Spike is very difficult to play. All-Nighter seems fine. Another Astrolabe I'll take. Hot Pursuit I think is okay, because I can actually just play the Plastrate and go tag me. Yeah, Ixaron, I think this is one of the interesting things I'm thinking of. Like, I think making the runner draft, like, the more I think about it, I'm like, you can come up with some simple rules. You can make a couple of synergy packages that can splash across different places. Like, if you just put, like the Companions are a great example, where, like, you can include Keiko, but you don't have to take Keiko to play the Paladins, and you have stuff like twinning to make it work. But, like, corpse side drafting, like, you have to put some really robust tools in that can go in a decent number of decks. Like, you have to put some really good stuff in, and it's much trickier. I think maybe Misdirection. We can maybe play a tag me deck with Misdirection. I do actually like Abassi more than I like Ute, so we can put that in. Reclaim is just a nice little tech card, as we saw in the draft. We don't have a way to break sentries, but Josh B is like a very good card, and there's better sentry breakers out there. Power Tap, sometimes good. No One Home, sometimes good. Seeing lots of bad stuff here. Ooh, Finality versus Info Bounty is a tricky one. Yeah, no, Ixaron, I that makes total sense, and you know, there's not a lot of literature out there for. Ooh, I mean, deep data mining Endurance. Let's go. A second Wanton? Or do I take the Refractor? I think we've got a passable plan. So, like, we're actually going to be playing Ayla to try and get our one of Endurance ASAP, I think. Do we have weapons or viruses we care about? Our only virus is Lamprey, so probably not. So we might go Paparazzi. Hippo, fantastic. Let's just style on people with Encore. Unity is very good. Okay, we could have gone some stealth, I guess. Though Cold Read's not the best piece of stealth support, but we'll take it. We probably play Cold Read more just for econ. There is a lot of missing econ for us here. So honestly, I might play Order of Soul because we're going to play oh, rogue trading. Okay, there's our econ problem solved. Amped up for fun. Flip switch for fun. Flip switch for fun. Tranquilizer actually I think is a pretty decent card here. Cyberdelia I don't hate. Top Hat I think though is slightly better for if R&D is open. Second Dean Lister versus a Scavenge. I think it's a second Dean Lister. We don't have great Scavenge targets. Mimic is sick. You know these cards. These are all play. Well, okay. Remember what I said about we just hope our opponent doesn't get Paperclip? Apparently they're just going to get Paperclip every time. Because I've drafted once and I've drawn Paperclip, so it's 100% of the time. That's just how stats work. Let's see. It's funny. I've seen Houdini twice, Refractor once, and one stealth card outside, and Switchblade, and only one card that actually gives stealth credits. SMC? Oh, maybe we can play Woo. How many cards are we at? 56. Yeah, so we have 0 econ in this deck, which is kind of hilarious. Alright. Some econ. Okay, so we could do double Unity, but Buzzsaw Abassi is actually good, and maybe it was a mistake to take the Unity if it came after. But, like, all of those cards are so bad. I think Special Order is my pick here, though. Okay, so I think this deck is Ayla, just playing Turning Wheel, Order Soul, Armitage, Rogue, Dean Lister. We could maybe think about playing Josh B. Paperclip, Mimic. What's our... Do we have a second killer program? Nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so our killer is Knight and Endurance. So that could pose some problems. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so this was fun. Let's, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Standard. And we're going to do a draft real quick. Just to see if it's a little more functional with, like, more defined cards. I think Steve is actually one of the ideas that suffers the most in draft because his ID becomes so much more skill testing. And Reyna is, like, not terrible in draft. Freedom versus Smoke. Smoke does enable stealth. Freedom just enables a lot of stuff. Oh, interesting. So I'm getting 3 runner IDs in Standard, but not in Eternal. Very interesting. Oh, I'm getting actually just all of the IDs. Okay, that is a little annoying. I saw people talk about that. Masterwork is good. Steelskin versus Pinhole. Ooh. Oof. I think I like the draw. Carmen's pretty good. These Our Time's not the worst. Emergency Shutdown is not terrible either. MK Ultra's pretty good. Just basically anywhere. Diesel's very good anywhere. DreamNet is like okay with any of our IDs. Flux Capacitor's got no targets so far. I think DreamNet's probably my pick. If Tour Guide was still in, like, it's funny going, like, my first real write-up for a deck that, like, had tournament results, I had a Shrike in it because I was trying to break Tour Guides for 2 credits and sort of missed the 5 to install cost. And, like, should have just been on Eco, probably. But everyone at the time was playing Nanotech. So I was trying to be a cool kid. I think you can take Shrike, though. Well, with Carbon and MK Ultra, I think actually maybe you just take Mind's Eye. In case you don't get a better console. We don't have Woo, so I don't think we take Flame Out. We don't take ABR, so I guess we do take Flame Out. We don't take Orchid because we've got some really good guys. So we can take Light the Fire and be happy that we didn't get the Paint Hole. So Mantle is okay. Top Hat versus Mayfly. I feel like with Nanook we might be okay, but Mayfly Flame Out is actually something. Do I have the money for Amina? Not even close, right? One piece in our time gets us there. It's a really good card. I think Rogue Trading is pretty good, though. Zero is great. Oh, my. Yeah, Zero is a huge level up. I'm a big fan of Raindrops Cut Stone. A bunch of... I like it in Standard. Oh, okay. Amakua, Breaker solved, and I just accidentally clicked on something else. Did a nice double click there. I might actually take Smartware Distributor. Oh, I grabbed Whistleblower by mistake. Lol. Insight Top Hat. I think you take Legwork over Insight Top Hat, though. Jackpot is actually reasonable econ. It's not like good econ, but you'll play it. Penny Shaver also quite good. It's probably the best console we have so far. I'm okay with delaying the Hyperbaric. Rotor is very solid. I don't think that's a mass driver. I think it's probably actually a hijacked router. This is a card that tilts me. This knocked me out of Intercontinentals in 2020, I think. Yeah, I'd play Jackpot in draft. Like it's fine in draft. It's not something you're excited to, but definitely something I'd play. Hijacked Router. I played against a 419 playing 1 copy of Hijacked Router, and it just ruined me. And it's like Harmony AR is like actually like secretly a really rough card to play. Mass Driver also a very rough card to play, so Hijacked Router is going to be, and like definitely rewarded. We definitely just slammed the Unity here. Jailbreak you have to think about for a second. But Unity has an argument for being one of the best decoders in the whole format, so I don't mind grabbing it over a little bit of multi-access. Because you don't super need multi-access. You can get away without it. And we'll just take a second Unity. We don't need any of these cards. We'll take the Numb, I guess. No, we'll just grab Maven, I guess. Let's see. Let's just take the Encore. Let's style on some people. Mutual Favor's great. Dadiana Shakan you could maybe take, but probably not. All of these cards are bad. We'll just really lean the Mayfly. Oh, okay. Well, we found the better decoder of the format. I think I still take it over Cyberdelia. Okay, we're just getting lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of breakers. Yeah, this is actually I think a great representation of why you need to do some clumping. Security Nexus is a pretty good console, though. Poison Vial is secretly like a click for 4 credit, or 2 for 6, so it's kind of a sure gamble. Man, this is just like, I'm just getting I'm seeing so many damn consoles. This is hilarious. Slipstream would be cool. Oh no, Slipstream's okay. Slipstream's okay. I'll take another Raindrops cutscene. I really need some econ. I'm gonna draft Scrubber, and Ixaron, you're gonna be mad at me for drafting Scrubber after I shat on Scrubber so hard. We're just gonna take a second Secnex. I really do think there needs to be a little bit of better sorting here. Oh, Aeneas Informant. Let's go. Econ. Isolation. We can probably make work with the flameouts. No, it's an solid resource. Smart Distributor, Aeneas, Scrubber, Rogue Trading. Reading that Slipstream. I mean, like, I'm just desperate for econ. That's like, I think right now these cards are purely random samples of the card pool. But there's definitely been some discussion of if you could use Trash or Busto ratings. And I think actually what you want to do is Trash or Busto ratings and then also type stuff. And like you want to do some amount of like, hey, let's make sure, and then like you probably don't need to do a ton. Like we're able to find breakers. Allegedly, half of the pool is ratios. If you don't mind explaining a little bit more what you mean by ratios. That would be super helpful. Do I take a third security nexus or the Deuce is Wild? Probably the Deuce is Wild. World Tree Draft for the true. I mean, like if you saw this early enough, I think you build around it. I guess. Wait, we've got Mayfly. We can turn our flameouts. We got the hijacked router, the 0 stuff. Honestly, I'm taking the one of World Tree. Oh, but Galter is, man. Okay, I guess I'm not running Carmen. I'll take my second Corroder. Rigging up seems great as just an econ piece. I think Beth is actually just better than Shezva. I think it's often you will often draw Chesva and not be able to turn these into credits, but I don't think you'll ever be able to not draw Beth and turn her into credits. So the question here, like, I'm not playing Anacam, I'm not playing Fox, so I think I just snap. I think I'm taking but not playing the career fair. X% currently 50 to 60% of the cards are guaranteed to be a specific percentage mix of IDs, agendas, and ice, and the rest. The rest of the cards are purely from all categories, to quote B-Sax. Okay. It doesn't feel like that's what I'm hitting, but I think that's okay. I think one of the weird things about Netrunner drafts is like you actually have to figure out what econ packages you want to support and make sure those get a little bit of seeding. And like as I think about corp drafts, I'm like, man, making corp draft pools is just so difficult. Like corp decks have a level of complexity in their building that I think is much higher than runner decks. And so that requires a lot more complexity in building We're just clicking for credits a lot here, right? What do we have for econ cards? Isolation, technically deuces. Rigging up, peace. 2 raindrops cut stone. Carpe diem, 0. Hippo is sort of. Secnex. So maybe we're playing like Reina Roja Security Nexus, I think. I think that's it's either that or a Kiko Nisei Security Nexus. Yeah, I guess Ixaron, like one of my concerns is that if it's a super low power format, runners can figure out a way to just be like, oh, you know what? The optimal line is actually to click for. Okay, look, Asmari is the better pick here, but I gotta. Okay, well, someone out there likes me. I'm just gonna take the. I mean, come on. Like, Zato, fully op, Asa, op. Someone out there, some RNG out there is looking out for me. Prysac versus Unsmiling Sarina, I think is an interesting choice. I think both cards can go in either deck. But to finish my other thought, when power's really low, runners can get breakers down and then just click for credits, and I'm worried beat Corpse a little bit more than they should. Okay, Unsmiling Sarina. Draw 2, gain 2 versus Prysac. I think Prysac is a little bit easier to slot into an archetype. NGO Front continues to be one of the best cards. I'll take the Flower Sermon. I wonder if you can take the Echo here. Ugh, this is rough. I don't really want any of these. We can take Special Offer Op. Kimberlite Field versus Remastered Edition. If we take Kimberlite Field, we can do some Ops shenanigans. And Rig Shooting is probably pretty reasonable. Nimble Rig's a really good card. Hedge Fund's really hard to turn down. Okay, so we actually get our price deck as well. Okay, I feel like we're... Oh, actually, I grabbed price deck the first time. I think probably we're doing something with tags here. Offworld Office is very good, but so is Overseer Matrix. Well, I think Overseer Offworld is just very, very good. I'm going to take non-equivalent exchange. Okay, Drago. Drago's got some options. Oaktown I like much more than either of those. Turnpike is very good. Vitruvius is actually pretty good in Op as well. Well, I think we're gonna just really cross our fingers for Op. Tranquility Homegrid actually fits great in both decks. Red level clearance fits well in both decks. Audacity's tricky. We only have one card that goes with it. It's probably Gaslight, I think. I'm actually gonna take the Vampirinessa here. It's quite good. Now we get the Unsmiling Sarina. Maskarovka. This is like the one format, I think, where Maskarovka is probably pretty decent. White Space also not bad. Alona continues to be very good. Border Control of where Op is very good. Drafting Op is a bit of a headache because I guess we've got the Border Control to Maskarovka. No other 3 costs yet. QPM actually seems fine for us. Congratulations, I guess. Luminal is not a card you can really turn down. A second Kimberlite. We'll take it. I like consistency a lot. I wonder if I can take Watchtower. Search RNG for a card and add to HQ. And I think this has a raw to say you may. Take Vera. Okay, so we have an Echo, so we could take a Pulse. But we could also take Eli, which I think is just better ice. I will take the Pulse, right? Why not? Take the Pad Campaign. Oh, I guess, yeah, Zeta Watchtower, we just get to find a card. And then also grab a 3-cost card behind it. Ballista I'll take here, because we can throw it away to Zato.
And now, broadcasting live from our new Earth studio.
I think the way it's worded, if I remember... Let's see. What's it called? Oh yeah, maybe. Okay, this I think definitely had a Rada, but maybe I'm misremembering. Nope, it doesn't. Never mind. Launch campaign, great. We'll just put a Mani Sanai in. Put half run in, I guess. Trojan Horse, sure. Or we can go some rig shooting. Hagen versus Hansei review. We didn't really find a lot of op stuff outside the Kimberlite fields. How much ice do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, but only probably 14 playable. Yeah, actually, I forget that Nisei Mark II doesn't cost us anything to run. It's quite good. Sync PRE has a soft on the run. I actually think I take Wave over the Oz, but I'm op. If I take the Wave, I get some extra Pulse Echo synergy. Take the Ozef, I just have some really nice ID synergy. So I take the HHN here. I actually don't have... We're just going to hope that we draw some tag punishment. But we are running out of cards to get there. I mean, this is not what we want. A second Bologna is... Escalate Vitriol, not the tag punishment we want. Project Yagi Uda. Fudge. I have to turn down another wave. Okay. Loki is probably fine. Envelopment is probably okay, even though we have no way of trashing it. Yakovich. How much stuff can we trash from our remote? NGO front, launch campaigns, border controls, Zatos. Maybe enough. Maybe enough. Is Gaslight better? What operation do you have? Fully op, which we're probably not playing. Best defense, which we maybe are. Trojan, which we are. Hardening news. Yeah, it's Gaslight. It's Gaslight. I think it's Gaslight. Urban Renewal. Oh, Bathylamus is not a bad shout by any means, though. That's a good call out. It's a deck I don't believe in Standard because the runner can play carefully, but honestly, it is really tricky to play around in Limited. Alright, we're just got lots of price decks and no payoffs. Yeah. Okay, so... yeah, just failed to hit any tag payoffs. Cool. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for me tonight. I think I've learned that I did not pick up Peddler Drafting and immediately take to it. Definitely, I don't think these decks have been particularly functional on the corpse side. And maybe speaks to the power of curation, that drafting is possible. And thanks everyone for coming by. Thanks for the birthday wishes, and I will see y'all next week. I'm going to stop promising to put out videos until I can get back into a schedule of actually making videos. And hope you all have a nice evening. So, good night, everyone.